Happy weekend, Jenny. And shoo-wee, it's hot. So, that tends to be a common theme for us to talk about. So, in response to your previous video, back before dogs were allowed in the house, I can remember Dad working out in the yard. And he'd usually wear a holey shirt, kind of like mine. And he'd wear some khaki shorts, like an outdoorsy kind of pair of shorts, and typically boots. And he'd plant like 300 azaleas in an afternoon or something crazy. And he'd come in and his neck would be red and his arms would be red. And he'd come in, shower off, and that would be the end of it. And at about the time when dogs started to be allowed in our house, Dad had some like skin, I can't remember what he called them, nodules removed, and it really freaked him out. And so from then on, he pretty much wore long pants and long sleeve shirt and a hat every time he was outside. And I think he'd even put on some sunscreen from time to time, which is why I kind of want to make a public service announcement to put on your damn sunscreen. I don't know why, but even like when we lived in Hawaii and things like that, and people would come and visit us, we'd say, okay, before we leave, we really need to make sure that we put on some really good sunscreen, and give it time to set up and so forth. And for some reason, no one on the planet, or very few people, are as excited about wearing sunscreen as Ashlyn and I are, which is kind of strange. So I don't understand it, because we're both very tan, and I know we're outside people, and I definitely recognize when people come to visit us in Hawaii or wherever, whatever tropical region that we're in, that's probably their only time to get some sun. They want to get as much as possible. But the reason why this is a public service announcement is because I want to talk about that the sun is freaking dangerous. UV light is streaming in at, the speed of light. And what it can do is it literally, little photons can hit your cells, and there's a small chance, definitely not 0%, and in your lifetime will probably happen to you several times, but of actually damaging the DNA, either outright killing it or damaging it in some way that causes cancer ultimately. He super duper won't become the Hulk or Superman or anything. It will damage the DNA and either kill off the cell. Hopefully it'll kill off the cell, or worse. So that's why it's super important. I don't understand why more people don't. Another note that I saw on that, and I'll see if I can't find it and put it in the description, but I saw a thing on Reddit. So of course it's not true at all. And it had not been peer reviewed. The scientific paper had not been peer reviewed yet. But basically they had done this study, it'd be neat if it was, where if you have a lot of, I think it's vitamin D in your diet, it could be vitamin C, and then you wear sunscreen all the time, they actually, in their, again, very preliminary results, found that a lot of the aging, like just aging that people do, was actually reversing. And again, it just might just be that the body was healing and so forth. It wasn't peer reviewed. But I thought that was super interesting. Basically, if you're getting the right amount of nutrients and you just wear sunscreen, there's probably going to be some positive results. So yeah, so now I'm sitting here sweating my tail off. And but anyway, so that's my video. I really enjoyed your video this week about dogs in the house. I find that a little bit fascinating. I think that wasn't just our family. I have lots of friends who I remember growing up, and their dogs always stayed outside too. And now their dogs are little princes and princesses as well. So super strange times that we live in. Anyhow, I'm going to go in and pet my dogs on the head and tell them that they're a couple of good boys. I love you, Jenny, and I hope you have an excellent week.